Hello, I'm Susan Stamm, and today I'd like to introduce you to the D style of behavior. This style has been my lifelong companion. In fact, I've often imagined attending a 12-step program for people with the D style. So here it goes. Hello, I'm Susan Stamm, and I'm a D style. Okay, I could be over-dramatizing my style a little, but this is a style that is often misunderstood. So let's explore it together. The D style in the DISC model stands for dominance. This style occurs when a person operates from a fast-paced direct style in combination with a priority towards tasks. You've seen us, you've worked with us, and you've interacted with us in many settings. So you can probably imagine us saying something that sounds like this. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. This was said by a famous inventor who also said this: I never did anything worth doing by accident, nor did any of my inventions come by accident. They came by work. Can you guess the famous inventor who said this? If you guessed Thomas Edison, you're right. While he is mostly known for the incandescent light bulb, he actually had numerous inventions, including the vote recorder and even cement. At the time of his death, Edison held over 1,000 patents. Known for being relentlessly experimental, Edison was also intensely driven, but he was also autocratic, competitive, and sometimes even abrasive. For those of us like Edison who operate from the D style, our results-driven approach sometimes creates challenges in our relationships. It can also get us into trouble now and then, like what happened to me early in my career. After beginning my work in the human service field, I made the difficult decision to leave. While I was passionate about the work, the human service industry includes the lowest paid professionals of any kind. I needed to make money while my husband was launching our business, a business that is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. I decided to make the leap into a sales career with no prior knowledge or background. Not having any business experience, I opted for an entry-level sales job selling office supplies to local businesses throughout our county, with the hopes of landing a job someday in big pharma or another field after gaining some experience. The job that I accepted was straight commission with a phone book as my only lead source. Even so, I was thrilled for the opportunity and determined to succeed. I would come into the office each day to see if there was anything needing my follow-up, and then I'd set out on the road, going from business to business, introducing myself, leaving a catalog, leaving samples, and asking if there was anything I could do for each potential customer. I loved the independence and autonomy that this job provided for me. I always seemed to be in a hurry. I didn't feel I had time to chit-chat with my coworkers who were being paid an hourly wage. I was friendly, smiling and saying hello as I quickly ran straight to my desk in either the morning or afternoon of my workday. When the owner of the store approached me to tell me that there were people in the store who felt that I was not friendly, I was stunned. I hadn't considered that anyone wanted me to stop and visit. I realized I hadn't seen my coworkers as potential friends, just as colleagues who were supporting the work I was doing by pulling and delivering orders, providing billing services, etc. In my typical D rationale, I was supporting the team by focusing exclusively on winning new customers and bringing in new business. The more I thought about this, however, the more it bothered me. I didn't want to appear unfriendly or unappreciative of the work that others were doing. Their efforts allowed me to spend my days selling, so I sat down with my husband, who had a CS style, and asked for his advice. Rick suggested that since I was so goal-driven, I could create a goal of having a specific number of interactions each day as I walked through the store. He then suggested I carry an index card and use hash marks when I reached my desk or car to note the number of interactions I had during each office visit. Rick's plan worked. In no time at all, I began to feel I was connecting with the rest of the team. I also noticed when I had questions about an order or other hiccups and challenges that we were working as collaborators to solve problems together. Everything felt better and worked better. After learning about DISC, it was easy to take the problem and see where the trouble began. A big part of the challenge was pace. I often ran through the warehouse on the second floor to my office, yelling out a quick hello as I passed folks along the way. When I had challenges out in the field, I was probably more direct than was comfortable for my coworkers. I tended to announce my conclusions as facts. I could have tuned in more to the team who were mostly that S or C primary styles. I could have approached issues from a what do you think we could do instead of stating what I had concluded. I could have tuned into the emotional impact my communication, which tends to be pretty direct, may have on others. I could have spoken slower and with more pauses. I could have tuned in more to body language that may have offered clues that I needed to take a different approach. If you, like me and Thomas Edison, operate from a D style, listen up. Carnegie Mellon's research on blind spots is pretty humbling. Long story short, we all have them. And according to Carnegie Mellon, most of us have a blind spot to our blind spots. While our style is prone to believing we can walk on water, we actually do have faults. And as Carnegie Mellon points out, we probably are either unaware or downplay their impact. From my years of facilitation experience, I can share that when people review their DISC results in the classroom, the things they do not agree with are always the limitations associated with their natural style. Is it possible that for over 30 years in my classroom, I've only had the opportunity to see people who had overcome all of the negative aspects of their style? So if you're still listening and you want to take some practical steps, here are 3 opportunities to increase your effectiveness as a person with the primary D style. First, let others speak. Stop interrupting and stop finishing people's sentences. Second, listen even if you already know what to do or what someone is about to say. Finally, try to begin an exchange with a little warm up. Say hello, find out what's new, be curious, be friendly, while easing into the business at hand. You can do this. The D style is a powerful style, and it can be most effective when it's tempered with taking the time to be more relational. Good luck.